Every visionary creation traditionally stems from men of great character. Jean Martel was a 21-year-old immigrant to France where he created the first great cognac house. His motto was, elevate yourself and the world around you. Well, I had the great privilege of having a relationship with another man of great character. His name was Israel López, and the world came to know him as Cachao. And his creation was the Mambo. My father was the president of a social club called the Liceo de Bejucal, and he told me that he used to book Cachao and the Arcaño band there. So I suspect as a young boy at the age of 5, I might have seen Cachao in a sound check or in one of the afternoon dances. So when I rediscovered his music as a young teenager, I probably made that connection, and it struck a very profound chord in my psyche. And that's why I feel I felt such a strong affinity for his music. The origins of the Mambo come out of the Cuban danzón, and Cachao and his brother Orestes were collaborating together on all the compositions that the Arcaño Orchestra were recording and playing. They started experimenting with the syncopation of the Cuban danzón, and they added a piece to it at the end called, at the time, the new rhythm. And that new rhythm, the first composition, was entitled Danzón Mambo. Mambo! And that laid the foundation for the Mambo craze that swept the world. I met Cachao first really through his music. I knew him so intimately, I felt, because I had collected by then all of his records that he ever recorded and listened to him thousands of times over and over again. He was always astounded that someone who grew up in America had such a passion and knowledge of traditional Cuban music, and that made him smile. And he took me in not only as a protege, a musical protege, but really as an extended member of his family. He really looked to me, and he said often to me that he considered me a son. As a musician, I learned a tremendous amount. Everything I know about Cuban music, the majority comes from his recordings and from Cachao himself, and also as a percussionist, because his records are really a Bible for anybody who wants to learn about the syncopations and the relationship that the rhythm section has in Cuban music and with one another. The great Cuban writer Guillermo Cabrera Infante called him the Mozart of Cuban music, and I couldn't think of a better way to describe him. Cachao became really my closest friend and companion throughout my adolescence, and to this day he's become someone who I found great solace in, not only in his music, but in him and what he taught me as an individual, as an artist. All I got from him was warmth, laughter, inclusion, and joy, absolute joy. And I think because he had that joy about his own music is why people around the world responded to his compositions and his arrangements and rejoiced in his music. To me, one of the greatest lessons that Cachao gave to all of us who knew him was that such a legendary and genial artist can be at the same time so humble and inclusive and free in a sense of his needs. For him, it was about the creative experience and just making the music that he loved. And these lessons to me were extraordinary to witness firsthand as a producer of his last 4 records. And these are things that I apply to my own work as an actor, To this day, I carry Cachao deeply in my soul, and I carry his music everywhere I go. He really rejoiced in his music. It was a spiritual thing for him. And the most important thing to him, which he told me, was the only thing he asks in life is for the youth to maintain the traditions. And that's what our relationship was about. It was about preserving the traditions of Cuban music. And that's what I'm dedicated to today. Habla, Cachao!